Hello guys, welcome to the LUCKDOWN, episode number 45 tonight, which is crazy. Where has the time gone? To think that we started this back when lockdown level 5 hit, and now we're already on episode number 45. That makes you think how long we've been in lockdown. It's for quite a while. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope that you've had a good week so far and that this week is going to be an amazing one for you. Welcome to all the new faces. I'm sure a lot of people out there have not watched LUCKDOWN and you're watching for the first time. What is this show all about? It's really simple. It's only about spreading good vibes, positivity, and just, giving everyone a bit of a leg up during this time, because we're all in the same boat. We're all going through a lot, and we're just here to help inspire, connect everyone. So in the spirit of that, head on to the comments on the side. It's really, really easy. All you have to do is just look that way, comment, write something, tell us about you, tell us something you want to share, and we'll read it out, we'll engage with you. This is your show. It's not just about good luck. It's all about us and this connection. So please hit us up in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And I'm sure you guys are keen to find out who's on the show tonight. We've got an absolutely superstar packed lineup for you tonight. First up, we have got YouTube sensation Caspar, awesome guy and friend that we've known for quite a while. He's going to be here with his new business partner, Benji Schaffer. They're going to be talking about a very exciting project they've been working on. So stick around for that. It's going to be epic. And then we also have the legend, the icon, DJ Roger Goode tonight on the show. He's one of my favorite people. He's hilarious. He's so much fun. And me chatting to him as well. Guys, we'll also be taking on the Good Luck Diary, and not to give too much away, but this is all about our first gig back in the game. So yes, we did a gig on the weekend in Durban, and we're going to be sharing it all with you on our Good Luck Diary catch-up. Then also, guys, shout out to Global Citizen who've been supporting us on the LUCKDOWN. They are so awesome. If you don't know what Global Citizen is, you must go and check it out. Basically, they are helping to take action against some of the world's biggest challenges, from alleviating poverty right through to help keeping the planet clean and safe and secure. So go and check out their app, download their app, get involved, be a change maker, and join the Global Citizen team. And just a massive shout out to them for supporting our show. I think we are trying to do the same thing here with our messaging as well, trying to make sure the world is a better place with the people in it. So without further ado, we're going to chat to our first guest up, which is DJ Roger Goode, straight from Joburg. I had a chat with him. You're going to love this. He's one of my favorite people. Enjoy. Roger Goode on the LUCKDOWN. Dodgy Uncle Roger. Hello.
Yes,
hello,
man.
hello.
What's going on?
Jeez, this is weird for me. This is weird. I'm on the other side of the fence here talking to you.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm normally, harassing you in bed. Now it's the other way around.
I know, dude. It's crazy, but it's cool. I'm very stoked to have you on the LUCKDOWN. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
It's a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. And it was recently your birthday. Happy flipping birthday.
It was indeed.
On the 25th of October.
That's it. Sunday. It was a big day. Lots of fun.
Really? Because I saw you in your birthday suit having a whale of a time. But what else did you get up to? Tell us what happened.
That was the thing. The whole year I've been going on about how, on my radio show, a lot of people were sort of telling us about how they were having these weird Zoom birthday parties, and it's kind of like it came to reality for me. It's sort of we couldn't really do much,
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing. It's like. And I just can't wait for this whole thing to be over, Do you know what I'm saying?
I know, dude. But I know exactly what you're saying, because I laughed at Ben in April when it was his birthday, and I was like, dude, you're having a lockdown birthday, boo-hoo, poor you. And I was like, my birthday's in September. I'm never going to be having a lockdown birthday. And then I had one.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's weird. I know. I mean, it's crazy times, and I want to chat. I want to get to that, and I want to chat about that. But before we do, 5FM now, recently also celebrated its birthday. It's 45 years. Yeah. 45 years old. That's mad. I can't believe.
Sure.
I mean, it's awesome that it's been going for that long, and and you've obviously been there for a solid chunk of that.
Sure.
Just I'm sure there's some crazy plans to celebrate the birthday, within the limitations that we have. But do you know of any plans that are happening to celebrate Five's birthday?
I mean, I think just because it's the nature of the fact that it's also a business primarily, we're giving away a serious hunk of cash on the month, which is now $45,000, which I thought was quite cool. Considering a time where we're about to go into a December where a lot of people lost their jobs and are struggling financially. I could tell you countless stories of if you just listen to the show. Sometimes some mornings it can be so depressing. listening to parents who both just lost their jobs, and we just thought it was a really sweet thing to do. And I know it's 40 grand, $5,000. I think to a lot of people that's a serious amount of money. Do you know what I mean? That could settle a credit card. That could you could pay some school fees,
That could exactly feed
Sure.
your family for a few months. That's really amazing. Well, congratulations, and I think it's
nice.
awesome. I mean, for us, it's a crazy thing to think, because we've had the support of 5 and awesome people like you throughout our career, and it's like it literally. I think 5FM in some way launched us as artists, and because we obviously come from the days where radio was just like the only thing. Now there's options, but I just think it's wonderful that 45 years on, it's still going strong, and you are like one of the key features of that whole station, and just congratulations to you.
Appreciate that.
For being such an awesome guy. And I mean, it's not just you, right? You have like an incredible team. Like, how are the dynamics in your team?
It's amazing.
With everyone?
These kind of, they call them zoo radio shows, where you've got more than one person like on air, and they're very it's a science of, like, I think just trying to find the right people. And if so very often they'll assemble these shows, and they can be most of the time they're complete disasters. And I'm just really lucky. I work with, you know them all very well, Sarishni Ryder, who, quite frankly, I mean, you could pick her up right now. You could drop her into like a live CNN studio or take her to the BBC studios, and she'd know exactly what to do without even having to be briefed. Do you know what I'm saying?
She's incredible.
She's a veteran.
She's amazing. Veteran.
Robbie is, let me tell you something, as far as like sports, not just commentators, perhaps like just in terms, a lot of people don't actually realize how knowledgeable he is about sport. He's a walking encyclopedia. I don't think there's anybody in this country at the moment who can actually analyze any kind of sport as well as he does. And he's also hysterical. He's very clever. He's got wonderful comedic timing. He's a pro. He's always on time. He never lets you down. He's a very passionate guy, and I've got a huge amount of respect for him. And then there's Zanele, who, quite frankly, she's just too cool. She's actually too cool for me. Like, most of the time, I end up copying her most of the time. She's super stylish. She dresses, no one dresses like her. She's got all this like young millennium vibe going with all I call it young speak. She's like, yo, what's up, dog, bruh? She's just cool.
Yeah, totally.
She's just cool, and she's super clever. In fact, I think she's gonna be like the next Tando, the next Anele. So just watch her. Telling you.
Oh, awesome, dude. So it's great that you're working with these team of people you uplift. It sounds like you guys are a family, and you all have your different dynamics. And I love listening to you, because you always banter with each other.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a certain amount of preparation that goes into your shows, but what makes it so fun is the banter,
Yeah, from a content point of view, sure. Like for example, you putting together this interview, this prep. You've given some thought as to what you're going to do. So with all the little things we do on that show, there's always some considerable thought that goes into it. But when the four of us get together, it's like a madhouse. And I think I've listened to a lot of other breakfast shows in this country, and I cannot find another show where there's real, genuine comedy, where people, when we're actually laughing, it's really genuine. It's not these like fake radio laughs. Half the time you're listening and I don't really understand what they're talking about, or they'll say something that's not really that funny, but everyone's laughing hysterically. The one thing I think we get, which is genuine, is there's some hilarious things going on there, which is just
moments.
It's like a bunch of friends,
You should make a compilation. I know that's probably gonna be like a lot of work, but a compilation of like the last year and just some of the banter that's happened. I'm sure it would make for a great podcast for anyone who just wants to have a little bit.
That's a great idea. Well, I suppose when you enter these competitions for best show of the year, which I couldn't care about those things. I think it's a load of crap, but they often do that. You listen back to these things and you're just like, jeepers, where did all this stuff come from? It's like a madhouse.
It's wild. And I love your sense of humor. It's like, it's so different. It's quirky. It's sometimes a bit dodgy, and that makes you who you are. And dude, I just have to say, like, my best memory of you was when we first, and I've probably told this story about 10 times. I've probably about 10 times on air too. When we first played a gig, it was one of our very first gigs in, I think it was Durban, and it was some party with a theme. My memory is like a sieve at the moment, but you rocked up in a car with about 4 girls in dressing gowns, and you weren't even driving that car. You literally put yourself on the back seat in between 2 of them and the other 2 in the front. And it was like, I was like, who is this guy?
So those were the days. I always say the artist formerly known as, you know what I mean?
Oh man, you just
now.
But now are you more ball and chained? Are you
definitely.
But are you in a relationship? Are you happy?
Yes, no, very good. It's she's lovely, and I think it's difficult to live with someone like me, or a musician or a comedian or, somebody who's got 7 personalities. It's a very special person. It takes a very special person to be able to tolerate you and your mood swings and the anxiety. And, the paranoia and just the horrible, the behind the scenes that, the crowds and your fans never get to see, because they have no idea how tough this business is, how difficult it is to keep the wheels spinning. I mean, look at things now. It's nuts. When last did you guys, apart from your online shows, when last did you guys actually, do a gig, the traveling, and you're always away from home. We
actually did one on Sunday, but it was like our first gig back, and it was terribly scary because I mean, it's a whole different landscape,
Well, I was quite curious to ask you about that. Sorry to interrupt you. Like I'm getting, we're getting booking requests up the wazoo at the moment, and then I go on the air and we sit there and we broadcast about social distancing and about, obviously it's parastatal, so a lot of what I have a responsibility to sort of, take the social moral high ground and keep reminding people to social distance, to wear masks. You know what I'm trying to say. And then I find it might be quite sort of hypocritical if I'm suddenly seen DJing at a nightclub, I'm not sure what to do about it, because at the moment we're turning away all the gigs because that's currently. I was curious to what you guys are doing.
What happened? Look, I mean, we were playing an outdoor event, so I think it's a little bit different. I have to say, I was very, very impressed. I think the event really did everything it possibly could to make sure that the right sort of practices were in place. Not everyone obviously wore masks because we were eating and drinking, but there was a lot of social distancing. The crowd behaved. They actually kept their distance from each other, and also there were COVID sort of I don't know what you call them, professionals, like a safety officers walking around specifically for the whole COVID side of things, and and there were 2 or 3 of them, and I thought it can be done. I mean, it's obviously it's weird landscapes for all of us as artists and DJs and performers, and I mean, in terms of your world, have you just been how have you approached it? Have you been focusing on the radio or actually just taking because I know your world is normally very busy, and you've got the gigs and you've got the radio and you've got all the other peripheral things that you do. Have you taken this time just to kind of ease up a little bit and have a life outside of that, or have you just thrown yourself into other projects? What has been your approach?
Well, to be honest, I mean, just the radio shows also, I'm sure you've noticed they've changed a lot. All the DJs, well, not at our competitors or the other stations, but certainly at the SABC, where we managed to figure out clever ways for everybody to broadcast at home. And with that's come, I mean, it's like a whole, I mean, you can't believe it. I mean, some might debate that this is potentially where the future of, radio shows might go. I mean, if a 12-year-old can whip out their phone and start doing a podcast or, an Instagram live video, why should radio not have evolved? But doing it, I mean, so what I do is quite complicated. I'm lucky I've got a huge studio underneath the house, which I've been spending years building. So we do things a little differently, but I connect the whole team to my studio. I mix all their levels. I do all the sound effects. I play all the bed music. I basically can do the entire show, and then we just send a stream to the SABC. And with that's come, it's a whole. I promise you, by 9:00, after we finish the breakfast show, I collapse. I'm like exhausted. So really? It's so you have the rest of the day to kind of just recuperate zen.
Well,
no. And then of course there's preparation for the next day, and I also have other contracts and other I do imaging and radio production for other parts of the industry.
You haven't taken a holiday. You've kept yourself quite busy.
No, not at all. In fact, for me, fortunately, I've always been very busy. My business I run from that studio, and I do all sorts of things, as you know. So I kind of, for me, the lockdown hasn't really had an effect on my lifestyle to say, and I'm also I'm an introvert, and also, to be honest with you, and I know
an introvert.
Actually, you wouldn't believe it. I love my privacy. No, seriously, I love my privacy. But really? I think the main thing I got to tell you is that I actually, and you can say what you like, I don't want to get sick, and I don't know what my immune system would be like. So we've tried to be sensible, and I don't know. I just thought again, I'm trying to say that we're on the radio, and I think you've got to set an example on some level. So yeah,
totally. I think on that point, then I think definitely your approach of turning down gigs for now is good, because
it's sad.
You're putting yourself. It's sad, but you're putting yourself at the most risk if you are going into a sweaty club. As we all know, there's lots of germs and lots of other things that gets passed around in sweaty clubs. But
but I mean, anyway. Just putting extra effort and time into investing in the radio show. I promise you, best thing I ever did. We've never sounded better. We're having so much fun. and
Good.
the audience figures. I mean, you just hear some of the people that call into the show. What's the magical thing about radio shows is it's an old-fashioned way of having a friendship with people and making friends every morning, with people that are working on an oil rig somewhere off the west coast of, or the Cape, or somebody who's a night shift truck driver or taxi drivers, and it's just fascinating to hear all their lives. So that's very cool.
Awesome, and I love that you guys still have that very, very personal connection with your fans, and you obviously have had listeners. You probably have listeners now, since your show's been so popular and it's been on for so long and hasn't changed for quite a while in terms of where it's placed. I'm sure you have fans that you've also grown up with you a little bit, so you actually get to be involved in their lives.
Yeah, they remember all the nicknames, they remember like all the little fun things, the slang, the habits. They remember. I mean, because I always involve my family and my wife and my grandmother and everything, and they remember everybody's names. They remember all the little details. They remember all my dog's names. It's fantastic,
Wow, dude, that's so cool.
No, it's really
so cool.
It's quite something. Yeah,
that's amazing. And Roger, lastly, in terms of you and sort of dreams and goals, and you've done so much already in your life. I mean, not that we all need to be overachievers. I think there's one thing we've learned in this last little patch is that we all actually are trying to overachieve way too much in general and losing ourselves to that process. But in terms of do you have anything else that you kind of have on your bucket list that you want to maybe do in the next 5 years, 10 years? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I really, really want to get back into being able to invest more time in producing music. It's something that really? So just for what it's worth, like when I've got free time, I go and sit and screw around with Cubase or Ableton.
So who's doing it? Who's writing your top lines for you?
Right. Well, it's strange because I happen to know kind of a girl
who writes annoying pop. Yeah, you better call me. I'm waiting for a call. Oh, we've lost your audio. Wait. We've lost your audio. We lost him. Was that just me?
Yeah, sorry. Am I back?
No, you're back. You're back.
Sorry.
What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying I would love to, I think the problem is, and it's probably going to come back to bite me one day, but I tried not to be, I made a decision a long time ago, try not to be a jack of all trades. So it's specialize in one thing and get really good at it, So, and there was some advice that was given to me by, they say some of the most interesting people you'll ever meet, even in their 40s, still don't really know what they want to do with their lives. So maybe that's me.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
I'd love to. I love making music. I love music. So that's.
Well, you know how to call if you need some vocals. Give me a shout, and I can't wait to hear what you're making, because I know you've had some awesome releases in the past. And I mean, I think you're not a jack of all trades. You're like a master of all trades. You really have done a lot, and it's phenomenal. And just from us and the whole team, and Benny, who's sitting there on the tech side, just thank you so much for all the support, dude. Like, you've been one of my favorite people to.
No, GoodLuck are with the band you guys have created, without a doubt, one of South Africa's finest exports. And as long as I've got that show, I promise you, for any first players, I'll be very insulted if we don't get the first players. That's my biggest thing.
You'll always have them.
Yeah.
We're doing an unplugged album. I don't know about the new stuff. You might be like,
really?
Jules, this is a little bit jazzy for me.
How would that work?
Maybe
How
next
would an
time.
unplugged? What are you going to play? Acoustic?
We have a whole band playing 8 of our sort of top songs that we've released, completely stripped down. It's just crazy. It's
You're
really
kidding?
Cool. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's what the lockdown's done to us. It's made us go back to our roots. It's I suppose.
That's amazing.
Try something
that really
new.
is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, if you want to play a few snippets, we can have a chat about it. It'd be really cool. I can come and we can be back to our normal old you interviewing me. I feel much more comfortable. I feel very intimidated in interviewing Roger Goode. My goodness. When I saw it, I was like.
No, what am I going to ask this moron? Yeah.
No ways. I got loads of questions, but listen, just thank you so much for all your energy and your vibes, and on behalf of South Africa, thank you so much for
really nice.
Just sticking around and making your radio show real, funny, engaging, entertaining. We love it. Never let it die.
Very sweet of you. Very sweet of you.
Yeah, we love you, Raji. Till next time.
Thank you. You too, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. What a legend, what a dude. I really enjoyed chatting to him on the LUCKDOWN. Guys, as you probably know by now, this show has been a big passion project for us. It's not our full-time gig. We are actually a band. We make music most days. But we've been doing this throughout the whole lockdown time and throughout this pandemic season, just to promote awesomeness, to promote good vibes, to just kind of keep everyone a little bit more positive, or as positive as you can be in this time. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've interviewed a variety of guests, some people just doing really awesome good things out there in the world, a few celebrities also doing really awesome good things out there in the world, and we've had people cooking, and we've done all kinds of things on the show. It's been really cool to have you along for a ride. If you have enjoyed it, if you've watched it, we would love your support. So we're asking you please to head on to our Patreon, which the link will be here on the screen. Click on it. I think we also have the link on the side in the comments. Click on it, select any tier that you want to go for, and support us, because we're obviously doing this just for the love of it, just to kind of spread awareness. But any support that we can get during this time would be so appreciated. Sign up to any tier. You also get really cool benefits like early release on music, like exclusive content and backstage and stuff that other people don't get to see. So go and sign up, join the family. We would love to have you guys in the mix. And speaking of the band, we've got a whole little catch up on what we've been up to this week. It's been a very busy week as usual. These weeks have just been flying by. But this week was special because we got to play our first ticketed live gig back in South Africa, which was really awesome, and I think very significant that we also did it in Durban. So guys, without further ado, here is our weekly catch up, the Good Luck Diary. Check it out. Oh, we're having some technical difficulties, guys. Shame. Tim is the one who edits every week our awesome Good Luck Diary, and this week his computer decided it is not exporting the file. So we're going to see if we can get that working. Are we going to have that working now, or we're going to go to the next section? We're going to go to the next section. Come back to the diary. No? Okay, I'll just chat for a little bit. Let me see what you guys are up to. It's all good. You know, this is what happens when you do a live streaming show. You have things that go wrong and we all just roll the punches. Let's see who we've got on the line here. I'd love to do a quick shout out to some people. Kayata says, oh my God, I love Roger Goode. We all love Roger Goode. What an absolute champion that man is. We also have Carol James Nordia. She says, whoop whoop, Judgy Uncle Rogie. I'm glad I'm not the only one who calls him that. He is a little bit dodgy, but he's a little bit awesome as well. And big shout out and thank you again, Tim, for being on the show. I think we're ready with that Good Luck Diary. Ready? We ready, guys? Okay, ready? Let's go. Good Luck Diary from the week. Enjoy. First gig back. Hey, Tim, how are you guys feeling?
Not bad.
Good.
New haircut, new gig.
Everything's a little bit muffled. It's just part of the course. How are you feeling, Benny?
Tim takes us to Durban.
Tim takes us to Durban. Going to Durban. It's our first gig back in... I think we haven't been to Durban in over a year.
Really?
So I'm actually excited to see if it's still the same place. It's gonna be a door. Hello, Durban. Finally arrived at our hotel. Let's go check in and then go hit the beach, I reckon, eh? Best part about Durban, warm water. Just keep Tonians. Know nothing about it.
It's nice to be back in Durban, actually. It's nice to be like slightly overly warm. I'm very excited to play a show to a whole bunch of Durban people because I haven't played a show to them in a year.
Tim, when was the last time you played to Durban people?
Yo, last year, like June,
What band were you with?
with Crimson House
Oh, right.
at Crusaders Club.
Shout out to Crimson House. I think one of the weirdest things for me is getting here and it feeling like we haven't gigged for about a year. It feels like a whole lifetime ago. But then like going and doing the normal things, like going and having lunch at Tasha's.
Can I tell you what I want to know?
What?
Have you taken temperature? Have you had a coffee in the last couple of hours? Have you made any contact with anyone from overseas? How many times have you sanitized? Please tell me this before you enter the building.
Are you alive? That's the biggest question. So we've arrived at the show and we've been informed by the organizers that the audience have to stay in their little sections on the field. And I don't even think they're allowed to dance. It's gonna be strange, guys. This is a whole new thing. We have to wear masks until we go on stage. So I suppose it's just a whole new world to get used to. Obviously, like, it's in a way it's like a bit frustrating, but in a way, you know, it's something. And we're getting to play live music again, and that's really cool. So we'll just focus on the positive. The boys are setting up here. Check it out. Hey guys, you getting ready?
Yeah, we're getting ready. So,
You know, it's quite strange to be back on stage.
especially because like no one's allowed to stand up and dance. It's gonna get a little bit awkward. You said I had lots of fun, buddy.
Benny, just please the system. What do you have to say, Ben?
Listen, we just started the show. Okay, literally the first
Benny,
crowd.
do it.
We've got this frothing crowd here in Durban. They're all sitting.
Feeling about the gig?
Good. Stoked, it was packed, it was awesome, but
Oh, I didn't bring a mask.
Oh no, Juliet.
Don't need to have a mask. When in Durban, must have curry. Must. We're going to this place and I'm getting crapped out because it's a bit of a walk, but you know, honestly, good food is worth walking for.
First time having a proper Durban curry. Yes.
Timmy,
Very excited, check out this thing. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Apparently it's a bunny chow. Never had one before. Yo.
spicy.
Okay, let me see if I can grab a little bit here.
Send me a long
This is hot.
And?
Very yummy. Tastes like curry. I'm happy.
I love the bread.
Caspar, is it too spicy for you?
You good, bro?
You like it? Are you converted to curry now?
It's very nice.
The thing with a good curry is lots of onion and lots of butter. And you basically melt the onion down until it turns into gravy. That's what is the secret.
Much fun, and a shout out to everyone who came out. I know like it's strange to be going to concerts. A lot of people are still very nervous, but big respect to the organizers. I think what was really cool for me is just seeing that it can happen. You know, we had all the regulations were in place. Everyone's temperature was taken. They all respected each other. They had their social distancing on the dance floor, as you would have seen. Everyone wore their masks when they weren't drinking and eating. And also it was just a great day out. And I got to see as an artist how much people have really needed music through this patch. It was wonderful just to connect with everyone and experience some of the old feelings that we used to have, you know. So yeah, just thank you to everyone who came out. And also, if you don't know by now, we're going to be performing live this weekend in Cape Town. It's actually a free concert, which we haven't done in a long time. It's going to be at La Parada, limited to 500 people, so make sure you get there nice and early. And then we also are doing 2 really awesome shows in Johannesburg the week after, on the 7th and 8th of November at Casalinga and at Marks Park. So make sure you grab your tickets because they're only 500 to each show and they're going to be going super fast. I promise you we're going to have such a good time. It's been too long, guys. And speaking of awesome things, I wanted to just let you guys know that we have some new merch and a new merch store that is launching this week. I'm so excited about the whole facelift look and feel. It's not quite up yet, but it will be soon. But this is one of the cool items that we're doing, which is a rose gold flat peak for summer. It's really cool. It's got the GoodLuck logo, I think, embroidered somewhere on the side as well. There you go, in rose gold. And we've got these really cool trackers as well, these lucky hats. And then, of course, we have our tie-dye Be Yourself hoodies that have just been flying off the shelves. We only have a few of these left, but they are so epic, guys. These have been flying. Really cool, 100% cotton Be Yourself hoodies. And tonight, if you're watching this show, we've got a little gift for you. If you head on to our merchandise store and you order tonight or tomorrow, by the way, the link is on the screen, and you use the promo code LUCKYME, that's just one word, LUCKYME, we will give you 10% off your order. So do it, guys. Go and get your merchandise. We've got some really cool stuff. And then we will be launching a brand new facelifted store, I think hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day, it depends. But you're going to check it out. It's really, really cool. All new merchandise and photo shot by Cam van Tonde. I think you guys are going to love it. But now, up next, guys, we've got this really epic guest, 2 guests actually, talking about a project that they've been embarking on for the last year or so. And it was just the most inspiring interview for me. I learned a lot. I resonated a lot. And I think you guys are going to get a lot out of this too. This is, a very special interview. We're chatting to Caspar, the YouTube sensation who was from Neisner originally and obviously moved to the UK and has been taking over the world in the YouTube space, dominating with his company Influencer.com as well. And his partner, Benji Schaffer, the most phenomenal guy. He also does so much. He's a reservist. He works, he does part-time police work, and he is an entrepreneur and has a heart of gold. I really enjoyed chatting to these 2 guys, and I hope you're going to enjoy this interview. Watch it right through to the end. Trust me, you're going to learn a lot too. This is me chatting to Caspar and Benji Schaffer live on the LUCKDOWN. Welcome back, guys. I'm so excited about our next guests. We have been trying to get them into the studio for a little while now. They've been super busy, traveling around, missioning around, but we got them, we locked them in. And today on the couch, live with me on the LUCKDOWN, we have Caspar and Benji Schaffer. Hello, welcome, yay. We'll put some applause in, it'll
Yay! Come on, Robin! Clap! Yay.
So how are you guys?
I'm glad you felt like it was hard to get us on the show. We try to play hard to get with everyone.
And it works.
That's how I got my girlfriend.
Yeah,
so
we love her, by the way. She reads books.
Yeah, she does. She's like the smartest person I know. And she actually, now that I'm not with her, I've kind of not read as much as I did. I was reading kind of 1 book a month to her, 1 book a half day.
Oh, yeah?
And now I'm slacking. So she's about to hopefully arrive in a few days.
Oh, hopefully, holding thumbs.
Yeah, she's in Turkey right now because that's the only way she can get here on her passport. So she's spending 10 days there.
It's a whole journey to get to you.
Yeah, which I think it's for me, but I think I think it's really for the weather. That's
totally escaping the UK. And you obviously spent lockdown in the UK. And Benji, how has lockdown been for you, South Africa?
Really good. I was able to focus on proper living and I guess not allow the ADHD to really get involved. And
okay, so you've kept your head above water.
100%.
And I mean, there's a lot that you do, which we're going to get to. You're not just doing the building thing. You're doing a lot of stuff, and both of you live very fast and very crazy and very interesting lives. But how did the 2 of you come together? Because this is a really exciting project that you've been working on that's finally launched to Cape Town and the world. Tell me about it. Proper Living. What is it, and how do you guys meet each other?
So it's kind of actually no. We met each other at a place where you would probably quite well. You perform at Shimmy, right?
Yeah, of course.
So we actually met at Shimmy.
What?
So I saw him from across the room on the dance floor, and I thought, look, one day that was going to be my business partner.
Really?
He just no. We were just partying, and I somehow met Benji, and Benji's a crazy guy. I was with a bunch of friends, and I realized he was someone really fun to be around, really nice and genuine.
That's
and
cool.
over the years that we've known each other, we've become closer, and now we have a business together, which is crazy. Student accommodation. Who would have thought when we met?
And whose idea was it?
I think a bit of both.
Okay.
I think there's definitely a gap in the market, and we both saw it, and I guess we combined ideas, and a few opportunities came our way, and we bounced a couple off, and this specific development came our way, and it was right, and I think everything's gone pretty well so far. And obviously Caspar had his vision of using the influencer marketing and I guess creating a really cool brand and concept.
Whoa, guys, it's awesome. I mean, it is like first class, world class. I mean, proper student. It's very pumping student accommodation. I've actually never seen student accommodation at this level.
Not as cool as the studio, though.
I don't know. Hey, awesome. I think it's up there. We'll put some pictures in the screen as well, so you guys can see.
You.
But this is a big project. This is not. And you guys are young. You early 20s. And I mean, has it? You say it's been quite fluid. Has it genuinely been fluid? Have there been hiccups along the way?
Yeah.
Like, how has it been to take on such a big thing?
Running a business is never fluid. I think it's never a straight line. It's fluid. Sure. Yeah. We're talking about fluid a lot and liquid. Right? That's because we're in Cape Town. But
totally.
No, I think running any business has its ups and downs. But it's been an amazing experience. And like I've always wanted to do something back in South Africa and give me an excuse to come here often.
Yeah.
So I finally have that excuse. And it's seeing the reactions of the students coming to see the showroom we have in OBS is just incredible. Like,
And are they're doing well? Are you selling them? You
Yeah.
getting them?
So it's renting
it's
out.
Rented, it's rentals. Okay,
So
cool.
we're 95% now.
Phenomenal.
We still have, I think 3 months to go.
3 months ago, yeah. I mean,
So yeah.
it's just been humbling, I guess, showing the students, especially the people that have already booked,
Yeah.
off renders and artists' impressions, whilst we were still in construction and there was no show unit.
Take it off. Just watch your
Your
microphone.
mic's gone. Sorry. All right. Let me
This
get
is gonna so make the edit, by the way.
I'll find it. Don't worry. There we go.
This is amazing.
You're naughty,
There you go.
man.
There we go.
All right. Hello.
Okay.
I'll put it on
Okay,
here.
put it on there.
There you go.
So guys, Caspar has a new mic because he got hot and needed to take off his jersey.
Oh no!
So
Don't cut that out. Keep that on.
keep that on.
That's all
Okay.
organic. That's what happens.
That's what
Sorry.
happens. It's real life.
That was very diva of me. I just
I know,
interrupted
I
the whole
loved
thing
it.
for
That
my
was-
own temperature.
It's all good. No, we love it. You
sorry.
got to be comfortable here. That's important. So it's very occupied. It's doing really well. It's getting a lot of buzz, and it's proper. It's like it's saying, hey man, you don't need to be a student and live in a digs and like have a non-aspirational life. You can live in a really cool, awesome space that is like aspiring and inspiring.
I think what we saw was that a lot of the other student accommodation in that field was trying to be like for students and thinking we need to be loud and bright and over the top. But
Sure.
I think we realized being quite young ourselves that students actually want something kind of decent and modern and not necessarily too crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it is, and the reaction has been great, and we just can't wait to see what people end up doing with the place, because it's going to take its whole own world once
Yeah,
it's
Sure.
hopefully it's there after year one and it's not completely
I was gonna say, well, wait
Um,
for the parties, guys. Then we'll chat and we'll have a catch up about it next year. So you guys have got this incredible thing, and it's doing really well. And congratulations, so happy for you both. Cass, I mean, you've also had a lot of forays into different parts of entrepreneurship and growing businesses, and it's been really cool to watch your journey, kind of starting in the YouTube space, the social media space, influencer space, and growing to have this company influencer.com, which is really awesome. I know you can't summarize the journey in like a sentence at all, but how's it felt?
Yeah, so it's my secret is just to find smart people and work with them. So with influencer.com, I found a guy called Ben Jeffries, and he's just really been the secret to that success. Obviously, in the beginning, I hope I helped him kind of introduce him to the right people and so on, because he was only like 22 when he started that company, or when we started that company, because we're co-founders. But I really believe it's about getting the right people. And so
awesome,
he was
man.
that person, and now that's got 55 people in London. We have an office in Kiev. We're opening in New York, and like. And I can say that like that because it's not really for me. It doesn't feel like it's showing off. It's me talking about what Ben has achieved, and like I'm glad to be part of that journey, because he's the heart and soul of that company. And with Proper Living, I'm trying to do the same thing with Benji. Like with all the stuff I do, I try and find people.
So you like Ben's?
Yeah, Ben.
Ben,
Yeah,
Ben,
Benji,
maybe you've got a
yeah.
shot here to work with
There's a
Caspar one
Sasha
day.
as well, so I don't know. He must feel a bit awkward, but yeah, Ben's always good.
And Benji also likewise. I mean, you started businesses since you were 16, and not only that, you're very business savvy. You clearly have a good brain for it and a good eye for it. But you do a lot. You're a volunteer paramedic. You work in law enforcement. You're a reservist, and so I mean, how do you balance everything?
I think pre-lockdown it was difficult to balance everything, and it was I did struggle with time management and kind of working out where the priorities lay. But since lockdown, I think it became a lot easier. Proper Living obviously needed a huge amount of work, and got stuck in and almost had a bit of tunnel vision, and we just kind of ground it out. And now, since I obviously have a high-risk sister, so that's why I stopped working law enforcement. But since COVID's calmed down a bit, I've been back on the road on the law enforcement front, and I absolutely love it, and it's a great way to, I guess, give back.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I have huge respect for that. I think it's amazing that you can have such a crazy life, both of you, be so busy, and I mean, still want to give back, and I know Cass, also you've been wanting to give back too. You've got this awesome campaign, #LookingForward campaign. It's a raising sort of awareness around mental health. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
Like, be real with me now. Is it like from personal experience, or is it just something that you wanted to help out?
So yeah, I mean, I've always kind of struggled with it. Well, not always actually, to be honest. I think kind of over the last few years, I started to struggle a little bit with anxiety and getting very nervous about things, and not like being very mindful and having much calm in my life.
Sure.
And I think with COVID, a lot of young people are stuck in their rooms, or maybe they don't see much of a future going on in their lives because they're coming out of university, trying to go into their first job, and they're seeing, you know, there's just not much to go into at the moment. So I teamed up with the Prince's Trust in the UK, and we did a campaign called Looking Forward. We got a bunch of celebrities, we got some other people as well, some kind of key workers and so on, and they all came together to tell us what they were looking forward to. And at the time, so that happened a few months ago, and I think at the time we thought there was going to be like this moment where it was all over, the coronavirus and the lockdown. But since then, I've kind of realized it's not like that, and I think it's becoming even more important that there's support for people around mental health issues, because obviously it's a complete, you know, it's a disaster what's going on with this virus, but there's also another disaster, I believe, in terms of mental health happening at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Even maybe more so in a way. You know?
So yeah, I mean, especially with young people, I think it's a tough time. But hopefully innovation and hopefully people will create new things coming out of this, and we can build. And I'm really positive about South Africa. That's why I wanted to do Proper Living here.
So
and
cool.
I think especially Cape Town. I love Cape Town.
You're originally from Knysna, though, right?
From Knysna. Always dreamt of Cape Town. That's why I looked up to Cape Town.
But that's my jam, Knysna and Plet. Like, you know, December, it's our thing. I love it. It's like a second home. So, you know, that's really cool that you managed to just kind of focus in on that. And I suppose with a little, I mean, no one had a proper break, and you guys wouldn't have had a proper break, but just maybe a little bit more space to do that and get involved in that.
Yeah.
And it's great that you've done it.
I think I didn't know before. I thought my whole life was about going as fast as possible the whole time, and that was going to help me do better. And then I started to read more and speak to people with real experience. And I learned that slowing down as well can really help you do more. So that's a whole separate thing to the Looking Forward campaign. That was just kind of learning that it's okay to take a break. And I also think with like working from home, a lot of people feel like they constantly have to
do something.
work. And they need to learn to take that break and have those boundaries that you used to maybe get by going into the office.
Okay, so some tips for anyone who's watching. Like
I'm not a big expert.
Like,
I'm just trying to remember what they told me.
Do you ring fence things? Like, do you say, okay, I'm stopping at this time? And
I've learned to try and do that. I think phones make it really difficult, especially emails and so on.
And are you bad with your phone?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't like to look at my...
I think
you're worse though.
Yeah,
worse.
I'm bad. I think
you're so bad.
I can, you, whilst you were still in England, you made a big effort to have like cut-off points, and there were, like
That's
often when we were
thing.
talking and like the conversation was still flowing about business, there were times where like at 7 o'clock you were just like, okay, that's it, I'm done for the day, everything's going away, we'll chat tomorrow, and consistently. So I think you did make a pretty
But I think that's a new
effort.
thing, and I think it's hard to realize that that's important.
Yeah.
You almost feel bad when you relax sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, but I think this is a modern, it's like a modern pattern that we're all in. It's a modern trap, shall we say.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, you know, having lovely ladies in your lives, and I'm sure just needing to spend a bit of time and like doing other stuff, you know, it's like, it's what life's about, right?
And where we are right now, in Muizenberg,
yeah.
that has become my little haven.
A little bit of surfing, a bit of coffee, I love it.
I bought a surfboard when I got back, and I was like, I'm going to get into this again.
Oh, super cool. Yeah, definitely. I'll take out my pink longboard. Yeah. I'll make you look bad. No, I'm very bad. I still like, I get up, I fall off.
I hate the longboarders because you guys can just catch the waves. Like you start 5 meters behind me, and I'm
you
like
get on.
going.
Oh, you're on a short board?
Yeah.
But I'm up and I fall off. I'm not actually a proper surfer. I'm still learning. But anyway,
I'm sure you're good.
You can make me look.
You'll make me look good.
Totally. No, at your age, I was like hustling so hard. Like I would just do anything on the hustle, you know, and it was like total burnout all the time. You have that, it's that FOMO thing. You think that if someone else is doing something you're not keeping up, you're gonna like be inadequate, and it's panic all the time. And I've only realized that in the last couple of years, like why?
There's loads of, it's a difficult one.
But do you think the creative industry is like a bit worse? Because, you know, if you look at like a normal kind of, say you have a normal 9 to 5, I don't know what a normal 9 to 5 is, but say you have a job and you're employed and you can like cut off and do you think the anxiety around like being a creative and being an entrepreneur, do you think that's more pressure? Because for me, it feels like when you are doing your own thing, it's much harder to set boundaries.
Yeah, I think it's the same sort of thing as like working from home.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know what I mean? It's when people work in an office or they have a, maybe a 9 to 5, those boundaries are there.
Yeah.
And so now with people, and I think that's the same thing people are going through, and some of the people we work with at Influencer, they're saying it's harder to have my boundaries I used to have because
they're just like...
it's non-stop. And I think with creativity as well, it's non-stop, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the best stuff happens at 12 o'clock at night or after a couple of drinks, or that you never know. And I guess
Send
that makes
yourself a little email.
Yeah, and also, and I think the thing is as well, the amount of music that's being released on Spotify every week, and you're probably looking at it and going, oh wow, I want to release another song.
But we've realized we've actually done completely the opposite. This lockdown, we've decided to do like an unplugged album and like slow it down and go and find like a band and go and like take real musicians who are really good at their craft, who are sitting on their hands, who we love, and just go and like go, guys, let's just go and like see how we can like reimagine these dance songs into like acoustic, like chilled, and it's completely different, and there's no agenda. We just did it for fun, and it's actually turned out to be really special. And so, but it took us first panicking. If it wasn't for lockdown, we wouldn't be able to get all those music, like they're all top of their game session guys. We wouldn't be able to go like, hey, can we all get together for like 3 days? It would never have happened. But, and also not only that, like I think we would have been like, we have to release a single every 3 months, so they're like a sausage factory. And now that we've had the space to just go like, what do we actually want to do? That would be fun. Let's just do that.
Had that moment. So like, what do I actually want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, you must have had this, like, you just got dragged kicking and screaming into a world where it's like...
I think the one thing is obviously, and again, I feel like I also want to make it very clear, we're speaking from a very kind of privileged position that we can take breaks, and I actually want to make sure that's clear.
No, totally.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of people think that when, you get that, you're successful or something, that you're going to be like instantly happy and feel like you've got there and you can relax. And it's not the case, and I think that is because there is that, and that's why I was saying earlier, there's that thing that's built into people that you always have to keep going and harder and harder and harder. And like, imagine like professional athletes who are like playing football and they're playing for, I don't know, Tottenham, right? Like they're playing for Tottenham, but you see how sad they get when they lose. It's like, you're playing for Tottenham. So it just proves, as soon as you see that, it doesn't matter what you achieve in life, you're not going to be like, okay, cool, I'm done. But you have to learn to feel like you actually have to train yourself to feel satisfied.
And feel happy.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise it's just you're never going to get there.
No, that's so...
No matter what.
You're wise beyond your years.
I hope I'm making sense.
You are. No. It's completely makes sense, and it's actually wisdom beyond your years. For both of you to know that now in your early 20s.
Making me read books.
Is it? Amber, shout out to Amber.
Caspar keeps trying to get me to read a book.
You gotta read this book.
I can't get through a full book.
Yeah.
I suck.
Really?
I'm so bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know what you should try? Audiobooks.
I know, I said so.
I'm listening to John Lennon's autobiography. It's epic.
I'm
going to do an audiobook.
And you listen to it like half an hour. It puts you to sleep.
Did he write it?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
No, but it's a biography about his life.
Yeah.
So, guys, just kind of in wrapping and in closing, I think any tips that you guys would give maybe young people at the moment because you're both really successful in your own space, and what you've done for your age, it's phenomenal. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Anyone who's out there who's maybe feeling like they're finishing school, cheapest, imagine matrics right now, they've had a hell of a year. Is there any advice that you would give, or any one point that you would say, do this and you might have a bit more of a chance? So
for me, it's kind of, this first thing is surround yourself with people who are trying to do cool things in life. Yeah. And it's not necessarily about making lots of money or building a big following on social media. It's people who want to make a big difference, and surround yourself with those people, and it will motivate you. But the second thing is, it's not life is not a race to it's not a sprint. Sorry, life is not a sprint.
It's your own race, own pace.
It's your own race, own pace. Yeah. Not a sprint. For example, someone like Josh Peters,
yes,
my roommate.
Yes, legend.
Yeah, I think when he was kind of 23, he was kind of still trying to figure out what he wanted to do. He just finished his cricket career, and he was like, what am I going to do next? And I'm sure at the time, I remember him talking to me and he was like, oh, I feel like you guys are all doing so many things and so on, because we were all doing YouTube and and then like 3 years later, he's now absolutely smashing it, pranking Katie Hopkins. Like,
he's awesome, I love it.
Doing Carol Bass.
Yeah, that was,
video.
well, can we actually give him a round of applause? That was a brilliant prank.
So like never think that, you know, like never think that you're like behind and want to go on your own pace and things like along and just enjoy life. Basically,
discover your own truth. I love it. And for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think I second pretty much everything that Caspar said, and yeah, I think from both of our perspectives as well, neither of us went to university, and we followed our own life paths, and
you just started. You threw yourself
exactly,
at it.
and you can live and learn.
Totally.
And I think that's really important, and kids mustn't feel, or 18-year-olds, not kids, mustn't feel pressured into going straight into university, and follow your path, and I guess learn from your own life.
I love that, guys. That's so cool. And yeah, just thank you so much for being on the show. I think just in closing, I wanted to ask a little sneaky question, because I know you've taken a small break from the YouTube scene, and we've watched, you know, you've gone a little quiet. I suppose this has been part of your kind of break from that for a while. Are there any plans to come back, or are you just focusing on other projects at the moment?
So yeah, it was never like this. I always thought there would be like this moment where it's like, oh, I'm gonna like, you know, either quit or take a break, but it never really happened like that. It kind of just was like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, take a week off, and then it turned to 3 weeks, and then months, and then now it's probably gonna be a year. And it's been like the best year in terms of like learning about myself and figuring out how to slow down and kind of mature so that I can create content that is like really meaningful and so on. So I'm working on a show now that involves interviews. So I'm going to hopefully be doing your job very soon.
Yeah, totally. Well, you can steal my plants if you need them.
I feel like that would be amazing. I feel a lot more comfortable on that side of things.
Sure. And you're great at it. You've done a few. I mean, you've interviewed who? Like Chris Pratt is one, I remember.
I don't know.
Loads of people. It's
I kind of have a really bad memory, so and I usually black out during those interviews because I'm so scared. But no, I'm going back to that.
The truth.
And
cool. That's epic.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So well, I'm very happy to hear that, because I mean, obviously, you know, we're very proud of both of you, and you know, keep flying the flag, because you know it's super cool that you're both from South Africa, and you're carving the space for young guys in the world. You're just kind of like doing your thing, and it's very inspiring.
Thank you as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome.
We just play the floor and make music. But listen, guys, have a wonderful time, and we'll see you in the waves behind. Like, you'll be out the back, I'll be in the foamies.
I'll be on a little boogie board. I can't.
Oh, you're a boogie boarder.
And he does it like, you know, he kind of like he pushes off with his legs.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't you cheat.
Yeah, he's lying. He's
really?
lying.
To jump into the wave. Okay, you need to get some flippers there, dude. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll catch you in the back line. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
It's been really nice to have you guys. Benji Schaffer, Caspar Lee. Till next time.
Okay.
See you later. Should be good. I'm back. Oh my word. Guys, how awesome was that interview? Shout out to Caspar and Benji, especially to Benji for letting us tease boogie boarders, because, you know, we all actually love boogie boarding. Wish we could. Or even the surfers sometimes watch the boogie boards and go, oh, that would be much nicer and much easier. Ben's not agreeing with me. Anyway, guys, listen, I hope that you're having an awesome Wednesday night. We're about to wrap up the show. Just a reminder to everyone out there, if you haven't already, sign up to all the LUCKDOWN social media pages. We've got our own Instagram account, our own Facebook page, and a group called The Lucky Ones. You can check out the handles right here. Sign up, get involved. We do this every week on a Wednesday, so come and join us. And this, by the way, let me show you right around here, is our brand new merchandise, which I showed you guys earlier. And you can get yourself one of these on our merchandise store. Don't forget to use the promo code to get 10% off. It's called Lucky Me. It's right here. That's the link to the store. Check it out. It's called just type in Lucky Me, use it as a promo code, and get your 10%. Guys, it's been such a fun episode. I learned so much. I hope you learned a lot as well. Thank you so much to our guests for being a part of tonight. It was an honor to have you all. And I think we're playing out with one of our songs, actually. everybody. This is a song that we recorded a little while ago. It was about a couple of years ago now. Chucky was still in the band, so you're going to see him back on screen again. And we released it to Spotify only a couple of weeks ago. We're getting a lot of love for the cover on Spotify. Please go and check it out, share it, enjoy it. This is a song, it's a cover of a very famous artist called Drake. It's a song called Passion Fruit. Enjoy this performance, and we'll see you next week, 7 p.m. on the LUCKDOWN. We love you guys. Everybody, love everybody.
Tension between us, just like